Good morning. This is a new video. It's with regards to Khia Bryant. But I just want to start off with the copyright. Under Section 107 of the Copyrights Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for the purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Okay, we know what happened to her. Like I said before, I say it again. We're black women unprotected. Black girls are not protected either. This little girl who was autistic was defending herself. And based on various witness reports, that the knife belonged to one of the adult women who came there to fight this 16-year-old child. So we as black women, we need to understand something here. You know, people are dragging and victim blaming this baby, this 16-year-old child. She's being dragged through the mud. Now, if this was a George Floyd or Gabriel Aubrey or Oscar Grant or Michael Brown or whomever, there would be protests for them. Their names would be all plastered everywhere. They would become household names. But this little girl here, she's being bashed. I put this board together and I didn't finish it. The reason why I didn't finish it, because it represents her unfinished life. 16 years old, gunned down by a sniper marksman. Shot her 4 times. Just went right in for the kill. Went right in for it. But everybody says she got what she deserved. People were saying that she went to attacking at the other ladies. But nobody is saying anything about what started this. What was the denominating factor in this unnecessary fight that turned into a lifelong tragedy with the loss of her life? 16 years old, Khia. 16. Let's say her name. This is Khia Bryant. Let's say her name. Yes, because we are mourning her. We mourn the young life of this young child who was just snuffed out. All in the midst of defending herself. Everybody want to say, oh, the cop, his adrenaline was going. He couldn't think. What about her adrenaline? She was under attack. And been under attack by these women even days before this tragic incident. But yes, she deserved it. And the shooting was justified. Why is that? I'm just trying to understand. Why is it when something happens to a Corinne Goins or Rakita Boyd or Sandra Bland or Breonna Taylor, or even most recently, Khia? Oh, she deserved it. She was a lunatic. She was out there attacking with the knife, trying to kill. Nobody wants to recognize that this little girl here was under attack and defending herself. Now, I did a piece in a 10-part series about the consequences of being unprotected. And I believe it was either 8 or 9, maybe 10, I'm not sure. where one of the consequences of being unprotected is denial of self-defense. I just did that video before this happened. I just did that part of the series. And then days later, look what we got here. We got a young lady here who was denied her right to self-defense and was damn well murdered in the process. The cop is looking like a hero. Her quote-unquote victims, and I say it that way because they were actually her attackers. Oh, now they're going down as damsels in distress. Yeah, the lady in pink just left the area and went to Columbus because she's been getting death threats and being doxxed. They went over there to attack that child and got that child killed. But see, when you're a black woman, a black girl, a black female child, you have no more rights than your adult counterparts, which includes, but not limited to, a right to self-defense. It is a scientific fact that when a person is under attack, that natural ability to defend themselves kicks in. It's called the adrenal gland, the fight or flight gland. It has its own functions involuntarily, meaning you can't make the adrenal gland do what you want it to do at will. The adrenal gland does what it does, by circumstance, situation, you being under attack. Like this young autistic child. He could have used a taser. He could have done anything but shot her 4 times. You don't have to kill in order to, quote unquote, alleviate a quote unquote threat. But she was treated with such an inhumane way. She was just shot. This is where we're at. This is what we're dealing with. We black women, we have a lot to think about here. And there's nothing to shuck and jive about it. We're denied the right to self-defense. We can't even call the police. It was her and the little sister called the police. You call the police, they'll come and shoot you. As injurious and repugnant as that is, it is a true matter of fact. Not one that we can avoid. Now it says here, being black shouldn't be a death sentence. I would add, black woman. Being a black woman shouldn't be a death sentence. But what we saw happen to this baby here is clear. That being a black woman and a black girl is likened unto a death sentence. We go missing, you don't hear about it. We get attacked, it becomes the butt of everybody's joke. We're not allowed to cry. We're not allowed to feel. We're not allowed to defend. We're not allowed to ask anything. We're supposed to just keep on the cape. I'm going to say it. Ladies, I try not to use profanity on this channel. I try not to. But you know what? Sometimes people don't hear or understand until you speak French. Quote unquote French. Ladies, It's time to fucking burn the fucking cape. The door to the matrix is open. It is time to walk through it. I mean, this is what we're dealing with. You know? We have to understand what this means. We can't call the cops. You call the police, they'll come and shoot you. You're going to have men out here, black men, other people, race soldiers, everybody is going to be using this as an opportunity to attack the unprotected. Black women, we are clearly the most unprotected people on this planet. And that's a fact. Talk about not having nowhere to turn to. Talk about being behind the 8 ball. Oh, yeah. We're behind it. We get any further behind that 8 ball, you know, we'll go down the hatch. Never seen a sign. We'll never stop fighting for black women. Nobody fights for us but us. I do appreciate that sign. We're dealing with a lot of stuff here. We need to really wake up and really understand what the hell is going on here. I believe there's a purge, an extermination, an expurgation movement, if you will. Because it just seems like every 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, 10 hours or whatever, another black person's killed. And who has our back? Who's there for us? I'll tell you what, we better be there for us. Because if we're counting on anybody else to be there for us, we can forget it for sure. I mean, her life is lost for nothing. For defending herself. Because you have to remember, under the Jim Crow laws, blacks were not allowed to defend themselves. Black women not only were not allowed to defend themselves, but they was not allowed to protect themselves from rape, as rape was not considered a crime. Because let the system tell it, it's impossible to rape a black woman. Black women can't be raped because we're not looked at as human beings. That's why. My heart is very heavy. My heart is very broken. You know, it's just like, who's next? I know of other black women who are afraid to drive, who are driving in fear. Because we're getting a double whammy. You're targeted for being a woman. You're targeted for being a black woman. We don't fit the status quo. You know, this is what we are dealing with. We got a lot of things to think about, ladies. If you're able to get a firearm and learn how to shoot it, make the investment. But if you can't carry a firearm or don't want to, we'll go into that in another video. You know, this is serious. This is serious. 16 years old. Gunned down. But everybody wants to blame her. Oh, it's her fault. But it's not the black man's fault when he get killed. But when it's a black woman or a black girl, now this child is being killed all over again. The way she's being slandered, the way she's being spoken against in social media. People are telling me she got what she deserved. Really? Since when does killing yourself in the midst of defending yourself that makes death deserving? Before the black woman, for the black woman, and sadly by a lot of black women, that's the scope. If you like this video, please give thumbs up. Please like, please share. You have a great morning and have a great weekend. Oh no, today is Thursday. I'm jumping ahead. Just have a good day. Thank you.